Nobel laureates lay out the path to superintelligence. You may have seen my very last video and thought the danger of what they're trying to do at Mechanize was an exaggeration. Check this out. So this summary is from Import AI, but it's about a paper written by the folks you're going to hear about. Agents that generate their own data will be fundamental to future AI progress, getting to superintelligence via the era of experience is what they're calling it. AI pioneers David Silver, who helped create AlphaGo, and Richard Sutton, one of the godfathers of reinforcement learning, have written a position paper on the future of AI, claiming that getting to superintelligent systems will require AI agents that train on data they gather from interaction with the world rather than human-curated data sets. AI is at the cusp of a new period in which experience will become the dominant medium of improvement and ultimately dwarf the scale of human data used in today's systems, the pioneers write. So we talked today about trillion parameter models. A superintelligence will have many times trillions of parameters. Our contention is that incredible new capabilities will arise once the full potential of experiential learning is harnessed. This era of experience will likely be characterized by agents and environments that, in addition to learning from vast quantities of experiential data, will break through the limitations of human-centric AI systems, meaning obviously it will vastly exceed any system that any human could create. Here are the key inputs to the era of experience. Agents will inhabit streams of experience rather than short snippets of interaction. So right now, just taking ChatGPT as an example, before the latest upgrade, you asked it a question or asked it to create something and it created it. Period. Stop. Now with the latest upgrade, it will ask you a follow-up question. Here's what you asked for. Do you also want this and this? This is an interim step based on reasoning models to this superintelligence. Their actions and observations will be richly grounded in the environment rather than interacting by human dialogue alone, meaning verbal or typed. So they're going to be watching the world. Their rewards will be grounded in their experience of the environment rather than coming from human prejudgment. Right now, the way they attempt AI safety is to tell the AI what are good and bad outcomes or responses from the model. They will plan and or reason about their experience rather than reasoning solely in human terms. That last input statement results in something we're going to talk about right now that's going to shock you. Dangers and differences ahead. Whilst general concerns exist around the potential misuse of any AI, heightened risk may arise from agents that can autonomously interact with the world over extended periods of time to achieve long-term goals, the authors write. One could say this is Skynet. One of the more troubling risks could be that these AI agents may learn their own shorthand to use to think about the world, which may make them much less interpretable to us. In other words, the era we're in now where AI systems use English to generate their reasoning traces may be short-lived, and they may figure out something else. More efficient mechanisms of thought surely exist, using non-human languages that may, for example, utilize symbolic, distributed, continuous, or differentiable computations, the authors write. A self-learning system can, in principle, discover or improve such approaches by learning how to think from experience. So that was a very technical description of what I'm now going to put into plain English. Humans will not even be able to understand how superintelligence thinks or communicates with each other. This is like, to give you a concrete example that humans can understand, a bug trying to understand human thought processes. The difference between superintelligence and humans will be on at least that order of magnitude. At least. That should give you serious pause for reflection, what I just said and what they said. We will not even understand what's going on around us anymore. Why this matters, I just stated the ultimate reason why it matters, but here's some others from Jack at Import AI. Superintelligence is increasingly being thought of as an engineering challenge. Look for a post in a whole different field making exactly the same point, posted shortly. Papers like this are emblematic of the confidence found in the AI industry now, where superintelligence was once an indefinable pipe dream. It's now outlined instead as something that can be achieved through the deployment of engineering resources to create more capable AI agents. Then the gumption to give these agents sufficient independence and latitude that they can interact with the world and generate their own data. You could say gumption or recklessness. So the path to superintelligence has now been laid out by Nobel winners, and it won't surprise you for me to say that this is why Sam Altman at OpenAI says he understands the path now to superintelligence and AGI because he got it from them, because he talks to people like this every single day. So let's boil this down into the usual 3 key points. One is we won't be able to understand superintelligence. It'll be so far beyond us that we simply won't be able to comprehend it. Number 2, it may develop an entirely new way of communicating that's mathematical and not comprehensible to us. And number 3, this superintelligence, there being many of them, that is the outcome. There's not one, there's many of these things out there observing the world. And what are they going to decide about the world dominated by humans? How do humans treat each other? Think about that. So just like the video on Sunday is really serious stuff, AGI will be here in the next 2 to 4 years, if it isn't here already, which I believe it is, honestly. I believe a sort of entry-level AGI, if you will, exists, but not a true AGI that can think and act regarding any subject like a human can. But yeah, those limited AGIs definitely exist now. If you want to know why, see video before last. It explains where all this is coming from. Because we are creating an intelligence we cannot comprehend, we do not know the outcome. This is a complete experiment creating something we don't understand that will come to its own conclusions about everything. For me personally, this is not reassuring. I can easily imagine other worlds out there in the universe that were at the exact point that we are, that created an AGI and then a superintelligence and ended up in self-annihilation. That is a logical and at least possible, if not probable, outcome of what is being done right now. So lots to think about this week in these 2 videos. Full automation and superintelligence. So thanks so much for tuning in. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Also, please support us on Patreon. Really need your financial support. Going to be rolling out resources starting very shortly that will help you prepare for this AI-dominated future and work as long as possible before full automation occurs. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time. Take care.